Welcome back to Rosalind's Kitchen. Today we are making honey mustard glazed salmon. Looks pretty good, huh? Anyway, I have potatoes. I, of course, have salmon, apple cider vinegar, honey, two pretty good looking onions, meatloaf seasoning, which I find kind of interesting for salmon, butter, Grey Poupon, an apple, and slaw. And we're going to be making this. You notice that I haven't done a meal either Friday or Saturday. That's because I hauled everything out of my kitchen so that I could scrub down the floor in my mother's best tradition of getting down on hands and knees and scrubbing. So now my kitchen is all clean and nice. Let's get to making some salmon, okay? All right, the first thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be cutting my potatoes into 1/2-inch slices. And for that, I have a handy dandy slicer, which I don't know if you can tell. I measured it to be sure that it was 1/2 inch, and it is. So now, I just have to kind of cut these up a little bit so that I can, cut them up further. So we're just going to kind of cut this into about 3 slices. See? And put it on my wonderful little chopper. And voila! I have 1/2-inch pieces. There's a great joy in squishing these guys. See them in there. So while I'm going to let you go while I finish chopping up all of my potatoes, and then I'll be back, okay? Good. Alright, so there's my potatoes all cut up into their little pieces. And now I'm going to toss them in my bag here. They say to put them on the pan and toss them, but I just cleaned up this kitchen. I am not getting little pieces of potato all over again. And so, put that in there. And now I'm supposed to put a pinch of pepper. And my seasoning. And then some oil. So I'm going to put some olive oil in this, and then I'm going to shake it up. Alright, so now I'm going to put these guys on half my pan. Now they said put it in a single layer, but it's okay if it kind of overlaps in certain areas, which is good because it's going to overlap. I just got to leave room for the salmon later on. Alright, so I think that's pretty good. Alright, so now I am to cook this for about 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, and then while it's cooking, I'm going to prepare the rest of my ingredients. So I'm going to put it in my 400-degree oven, and I'll be right back. Alright, so next, I'm going to thinly slice my green onion, putting the white onion separate from the green onion, which is always such an exciting event because I can never tell where the white ends and the green starts. I asked Andy about this because he is the know-it-all chef. I mean, he's gone to school for this stuff, you know. Anyway, he didn't exactly give me much of an answer. He's like, you just gotta cut until it's not white anymore. And I'm like, okay. I probably misunderstood him, because that's kind of a given with me. I don't always get what people are trying to say to me about things. If you doubt me, ask my friend Daphne. She will tell you that I sometimes can be the most obtuse. That means not the brightest crayon in the box, but I try. Alright, so I've got my onion is not wanting to let go of its outer layer here. Okay, so now let us cut up our white onion. And it's just thinly sliced, so I'm going to thinly slice. Can you see them? Yeah. Alright, so this is going to take a little while, so I'm going to get back to you once I'm done with this, alright? Alright, so white and green. Now I'm to quarter my apple and cut it into half pieces. So I've already cleaned out my thing here, so it's ready to go. So we'll start off here. Quarter. Cord. Now, I'm wondering if I need to like cut these pieces into more like thinner. They said, you know, quarter them, but you know, it's like, really? They look kind of big for the whole thing, you know. But I try not to argue with the recipe, at least not at the first. So here we go. Now we're going to make up our mustard, honey, and apple cider vinegar and salt and pepper glaze, and then we're going to cook the salmon. So I'll be right back. Alright, so we have honey. If I can get it to come out. Right, and mustard. Now this is going to go over the salmon before it goes into the oven, and then it's going to go over the salmon while it's in the oven. Now once I've mixed it up, then I got to separate it into two bowls. one for the before and one for during. And I'm doing this because you don't want to cross-contaminate with raw protein the meat that you're cooking. So, let's see, apple cider vinegar. I need to salt. I mean, a pepper and a little salt. All right. And there you go. Lemon mustard. All right, now we're going to cook our salmon. But first, we have to pat it dry, because that's what you pretty much have to do with just about all meats. Rarely they will say, oh no, you don't have to pat this one dry. But 9 times out of 10, you've got to. Pat it dry. Boop. Boop. Okay. And salt and pepper. And there we go. And now we're ready to move over and start cooking. All right, so here's my pan. I've already got it over the heat. Putting a little olive oil. It's on medium high. And now I'm just going to kind of no. And they say about 2 to 4 minutes, so we're going to go for 3 because that's in between the two. And then we're going to put it on our pan over with the potatoes and roast it in the oven. All right, so now move our salmon over to our pan here. And I've got half my bowl here. There we go. My salmon is now covered. And now I'm going to put it back in the oven for about 7 to 10 minutes while I cook the hash, the other thing. All right, so I've returned my pan to medium heat this time. And I am putting my apples and the white portion of the onions in here. And stir you guys up a little bit. And brown them for about, 2 to 3 minutes. So let's Alright, so let these guys cook. And then we will add the slaw part to my apple slaw. Hash browns. Or not hash browns, you know what I mean. Hash. Just hash. Not hash browns, just hash. So, I'll be back. Time to put the second half of my apple honey mustard sauce on my salmon here. There we go. You're well and truly done. Alright. Now I put it back in the oven for another 3 minutes or so. Now I add the slaw, half a cup of water, the butter, and 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, and a pinch of pepper. And cook this for about 5 minutes. So, stir this up a little bit, at least until the water more or less evaporates. So. Alright, so now the final part of our apple potato hash is adding the hash. And the green onions. That's a lot of hash. Guess we're gonna have to hash it out, you know. So, it says a pinch of salt and a pinch of pepper. And stir you up. And I think we are ready to move back to the other spot. Alright, so first we're going to hash out the hash here. Right. Now, put our fish on it. This is what it's supposed to look like. This is what it does look like. Now, let's see what it tastes like. Alright, so Daddy says the salmon was very good. He really liked it. Not so much the hash because the apples were a little too crunchy and they kind of got lost in the flavor, you know, too many different flavors fighting each other. I thought overall it was pretty good, so I'm going with pretty good. I don't know if I'll be cooking tomorrow, but I'll probably be cooking Tuesday because I'm working 2 days a week this week. So I'm working Monday and Wednesday, so I'll cook Tuesday and Thursday. Till then, bye. Stay safe. Wash your hands. And social distance from everyone.